Notzilla is a film that's nearly impossible to review critically because every single thing that I would normally criticise can be dismissed with the phrase, "That's the joke." Special effects look literally like cheap models? That's the joke. Monster looks like a guy in a rubber suit? That's the joke. It's full of plot holes and plot conveniences? That's A, the joke. And B, the characters point out pretty much every single one before I had a chance to blink. Its characters are one note, flat and completely unbelievable? That's the joke. Its runtime is less than 75 minutes? Well, we wouldn't want the joke to outstay its welcome, would we? But I guess the most important thing one can ask about a film like Notzilla is, did it make me laugh? And yes, it did. Repeatedly and consistently without any of the fat and blubber that blights so many spoof/parody films. And I'm going to assume that Notzilla is a spoof/parody film, although I would also posit that this is one hell of a love letter to the original Godzilla films, which were made with models and some poor unfortunate soul in a rubber suit roaming a set filled with more explosive than some minefields. Now, Notzilla does allegedly have a plot. To wit, a Japanese scientist accidentally releases a giant monster in the US and must save it and Cincinnati before a crazy nuclear physicist destroys both. But in reality, the film's tagline is, "Beer makes him grow, what could go wrong?" And if he can grow to proper Godzilla size on that yellow tap water that the Americans call beer, imagine what size he could grow to on something that's actually drinkable. Sorry, couldn't resist. But if you're going into Notzilla expecting to care about the plot, then you officially care more about it than the people that actually made the film. Because in reality, this film was like a student film that somehow got released into the real world. I mean, yes, this comment made me laugh long, and if you didn't like this joke, then there's another one long in a few seconds that you might like. Although given this film has characters actually literally called Dr. Richard Blowhart, Bobby Bleach and General Dirk Bogus, among others, I wouldn't go into a screening of this expecting humour of the witty, sophisticated type, because that's not what this film is. I mean, yes, at times this film does veer more towards those unwatchable, epic/scary movies than Airplane, but given that this is the first time that a writer-director has made an actual film instead of a short, I'm inclined to be slightly charitable. I'll say this though, it's a million times better than the last time the Americans tried to make Godzilla a comedy film.
That's a lot of fish.
Godzilla wasn't actually supposed to be a comedy. I guess you really do learn something new every day. Back to Notzilla, and you have characters reacting to the film's subtitles, characters getting into haiku battles, and a black doctor posing as a Swede and nobody believing he's black because he's got a Swedish name and is a scientist in a lab coat. I guess though the joke was starting to wear a little thin towards the end and not every joke lands, but this is a really well made film where it's clear that a lot of thought has gone into every moment on screen. Every prop looks great in keeping with the film's theme of, we had a lower budget than an old school Doctor Who episode, so let's just lean into it. Will I ever watch it again? Probably not. A lot of the jokes I liked probably won't survive a second watching, and a lot of the ones that missed will probably grate on me. Look, Notzilla is sending my spell checker crazy, and is also a high energy, no budget love letter / parody to the king of the monsters. There's so much care and affection every moment that you can't take offence at it because it's clear that the people behind this film were really just going for it, squeezing in every gag that they could think of whilst honouring the source material and showing some really inventive gags as well. In a way, I could almost see this making the jump to the stage if the Edinburgh Festival ever gets going again. Look, is Notzilla a comedy classic? No. Did it make me laugh? Yes. Will I recommend it to everyone I know who's a fan of kaiju films? Yes. Forget the not so subtly implied sequel bait, and instead go into this film with a nice pint of English beer as well as some lowered expectations and you'll have a blast. So even though actually giving this film a score is completely irrelevant, if nothing else, check this film out, otherwise just don't bother. But what do you guys think? And what is your favourite parody love letter to? Comment below, let me know. I'm Daniel Spin Donkey. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe.